Hello, Los Angeles Dodgers fans. We've got fresh exclusive videos and the latest updates just for you. Before we dive in, make sure to join our channel and hit that like button. This is the best way to stay on top of all the breaking news. The Los Angeles Dodgers have long been seen as a powerhouse in Major League Baseball, and this season is no different. With a lineup stacked with all-stars and a pitching staff that, on paper, can dominate any opponent, they've managed to remain at the top of the National League standings. But even the strongest teams aren't immune to adversity, and right now adversity is knocking on LA's door. Two of their major arms, Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow, are already on the 15 days injured list. And now, in what feels like a gut punch to the team's rotation, promising rookie Roki Sasaki is also sidelined, dealing with a shoulder impingement. It's a big blow, not just for the present, but potentially for the long-term vision the Dodgers had for Sasaki in their rotation. And let's be real, when you're this close to October dreams, losing arms like this hurts. It hurts badly. Now, what makes this even more unsettling is not just the injury itself, but the unknowns that come with it. Sasaki's shoulder issue isn't some freak accident or a new concern. It's something that traces back to last year. That's where the real worry lies. According to Fabian Ardaya of The Athletic, who spoke on Foul Territory, there's legitimate concern inside the Dodgers organization about the nature of this injury. Is this going to be a recurring problem? Is it something that can be fixed, or is it tied to the way he throws? Those aren't just questions for this season. They're questions that could shape Sasaki's entire MLB career. For a team that prides itself on player development and investing in talent for the long haul, this is a scenario that no one wanted to see unfold this early. Let's put this in context. Roki Sasaki didn't come over to the majors with the expectation of being just another name on the roster. He arrived with hype, massive hype. People have been calling him a generational talent out of Japan. His fastball? Electric. His presence on the mound? Confident and cool beyond his years. But now, after just 8 games, we're seeing the flip side of that hype. What happens when that potential gets thrown into doubt? He's posted a 4.72 ERA so far, and while that's not disastrous for a rookie, it's clear that he struggled to find consistency. With 24 strikeouts and 22 walks, the control just hasn't been there. And now we're left wondering, how much of that was already due to this nagging shoulder issue? Velocity is the name of the game for Sasaki, and according to Ardaya, that's where the first red flag showed up. Before the injury became public knowledge, those who were watching closely noticed his fastball velocity had dipped. That's not something you ignore when a pitcher like Sasaki relies so heavily on overpowering hitters. The drop in heat might have been the first clue that something wasn't quite right. And for an organization like the Dodgers, who use advanced analytics and biomechanical tracking, they surely saw this coming. But even with all that data, injuries are part of the cruel unpredictability of baseball. And this one might have bigger consequences than anyone initially feared. The Dodgers, of course, aren't panicking. At least not publicly. They're saying all the right things. They've built their reputation on having depth, on being prepared for situations like this. But let's be honest here, depth only goes so far. You don't replace the upside of someone like Roki Sasaki with a journeyman arm. You can patch holes, you can buy time, but at the end of the day, the ceiling of this rotation took a hit. And in a postseason race that's likely to come down to pitching duels and clutch innings, losing someone who could have been a wildcard weapon is a significant setback. For Sasaki himself, this is a critical moment. There's no question about his talent, but this early hurdle is going to test him in ways he's probably never faced. Not just physically, but mentally. Coming from Japan to the US, adjusting to a new culture, a new league, and then dealing with an injury on top of that. That's a lot for any 22-year-old. He's going to need time, he's going to need support, and most importantly, he's going to need a clear path back to full health. Because if this shoulder issue becomes chronic, it doesn't just delay his breakout, it could redefine what his future looks like in the majors. Dodgers fans have every reason to be frustrated, but also every reason to stay hopeful. The organization has turned injury recoveries into success stories before. Look at what they did with guys like Walker Buehler and Clayton Kershaw over the years. They know how to protect their arms. But it's also fair to say that Sasaki's situation is unique. His mechanics, his background, and the expectations surrounding him create a delicate balancing act. The front office and medical team will have to be precise and patient if they want to get this right. One wrong step, and you risk doing long-term damage to a talent you hope to build your rotation around for years. From a league-wide perspective, this injury hits harder than just in LA. Sasaki was becoming a storyline. MLB wants international stars to succeed. They want to see the next wave of talent from Japan dominate on American soil. The marketing, the global appeal, the growth of the sport, it all benefits from players like Sasaki living up to the hype. So this isn't just a Dodgers problem. This is a moment where everyone around the game is hoping for good news, hoping this is a minor setback, not a major redirection. As we wait for updates, the question remains, what now? Do the Dodgers go out and find another arm before the trade deadline? Do they trust in their farm system to fill the gap? Do they rush Sasaki back in hopes that he can contribute by September? None of those answers come easy, and everyone carries risk. For now, all we can do is wait and hope. Hope that Sasaki's shoulder responds to treatment. Hope that this isn't the beginning of a pattern. Hope that when he does come back, he's not just the pitcher he was, but the pitcher he was meant to be. Because for the Dodgers, and for baseball fans everywhere, we want to see what Roki Sasaki at full strength really looks like. And maybe this injury will be the thing that unlocks the next version of Sasaki. We've seen rookies come back stronger, more focused, more prepared after dealing with adversity. This might just be his version of a turning point. The spotlight's still his. The stage isn't going anywhere. And if the Dodgers can weather this storm, if Sasaki can heal the right way, we might look back at this as a bump in the road rather than a derailment. Until then, the NL leaders will have to lean on that depth they're so proud of. And Roki, Sasaki will begin the toughest, most important part of his rookie season, his recovery. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. Finally, some light at the end of the tunnel for Blake Snell and the Los Angeles Dodgers. After what felt like an endless stretch of bad breaks and frustrating setbacks, Snell has taken a big step toward returning to the mound. For Dodgers fans, this is the kind of update that finally brings hope back to the rotation. After being shut down in April with shoulder inflammation, Snell is now throwing again, starting out at 60 feet. That's not exactly firing bullets from the mound, but it's progress. And for a team like the Dodgers, aiming for another World Series run, any positive sign from their $182 million man is a big win. Manager Dave Roberts shared the update with reporters, and the sense around the clubhouse is one of cautious optimism. There's still a long way to go, but at least now there's a path forward. And that changes everything. Let's rewind the tape a bit. Snell, one of the biggest pitching signings of last offseason, joined the Dodgers in December 2024 on a massive 5-year, $182 million deal. The expectation that he would anchor the rotation and give LA another dominant arm as they defend their title. But the dream start turned into a nightmare almost immediately. After just 2 starts, yes, 2, Snell hit the 15-day injured list with inflammation in his left shoulder. It was a gut punch for a franchise that thought it had found the perfect piece to complement its already stacked rotation. And for Snell, personally, it was just more of the same. High expectations clouded by health concerns and inconsistency. But the good news now? The comeback is underway. And if Snell can find his rhythm again, the Dodgers may get the elite version they paid for. We've seen this story before. Snell isn't a stranger to slow starts or injuries, but we've also seen him rise from that adversity and dominate when it matters most. Just look back at last season. Snell threw his first career no-hitter on August 2nd against Cincinnati while playing for the Giants. It was vintage Snell, electric stuff, unhittable fastballs, and a changeup that danced like a wiffle ball. That performance reminded the baseball. Worldwide, this guy is a 2-time Cy Young winner. Still, his 2024 campaign, at least the first half, was rough. He went 0-3 with a brutal 9.51 ERA over 23.2 innings. It wasn't just bad, it was almost unrecognizable for a pitcher of his caliber. But that's what makes this update so important. A healthy Snell isn't just good, he's game-changing. And with the All-Star break approaching, that timing might be just right for the Dodgers. Because here's the thing, when Snell gets hot in the second half, he's one of the best pitchers in baseball. We're not guessing. The numbers prove it. Across his career, Snell owns a 2.32 ERA after the All-Star break. That's not just solid, that's elite. And it's exactly the kind of production the Dodgers are banking on if they want to repeat as champs. As dominant as they've been this season, sitting at 29 that in 29-15 with the best record in the National League, there's a sense that the pitching staff has been held together with duct tape and dreams. 12 different starters have taken the mound for LA already, and if Clayton Kershaw makes his return on Saturday, he'll be the 13th. That's wild. That's also unsustainable if they want to survive the postseason grind, which is why the potential return of a fully operational Blake Snell is such a game changer. There's no question the Dodgers are still the team to beat. They have the talent, the depth, and the swagger of a defending champion, but their rotation has been hit hard. Roki Sasaki, the highly touted rookie from Japan, out with a shoulder issue. Tyler Glasnow, same story. Kershaw and Gonsolin have been stuck on the injured list too. And we haven't even mentioned Shohei Ohtani yet. He's still rehabbing from that internal brace procedure on his elbow and won't pitch in 2024. So yeah, the Dodgers are winning, but it's been far from easy. It's been a constant shuffle, a next man up mentality. That's great for team culture, but at some point, talent wins championships. And a healthy Snell gives them just that. Top-end, playoff-proven, Cy Young caliber talent. That's what separates contenders from champions. It's wild to think how much has happened since Snell debuted back in 2016 with the Rays. In less than a decade, he's built a resume that stacks up with the game's best. 2 Cy Youngs, a no-hitter, and a 3.18 career ERA across 213 starts. That's not just good. It's Hall of Fame pace when he's right. He's pitched for 4 different clubs: Tampa Bay, San Diego, San Francisco, and now LA. And each stop has shown different versions of Snell. Sometimes dominant, sometimes frustrating, but always brimming with potential. That's what makes his current rehab so intriguing. If the Dodgers can unlock that late season form, if they can time it just right and let Snell cook when the games matter most, it could be the final piece in a puzzle built for October. Of course, nothing is guaranteed in baseball. We've seen pitchers ramp up before only to hit another setback. That's why Roberts and the Dodgers are proceeding with caution. This isn't about rushing him back in June for a few meaningless starts. This is about playing the long game. Snell was cleared to throw after a consultation with team doctors earlier this week. And while 60 feet is a baby step, it's a necessary one. The next stage? Extending that throwing distance, then getting back on a mound for bullpen sessions. If all goes well, live batting practice follows, and then rehab starts in the minors. Best case scenario, Snell could be back in the rotation sometime in July. Worst case? Well, let's not go there yet. For now, it's progress, and that's worth celebrating, but let's be real. The Dodgers don't need Snell just to eat innings. They need him to dominate. They need the guy who carved up lineups in Tampa and San Diego. The guy who can be your Game 1 starter in a playoff series. And the truth is that version of Snell might still be in there. He's only 32. His stuff, when healthy, is electric. And if there's one organization that knows how to get the most out of elite arms, it's the Dodgers. Their pitching coaches are some of the best in the game. If anyone can bring Snell back to life and fine-tune his arsenal for the stretch, run is this staff. Combine that with Snell's own drive and experience, and you have the perfect recipe for a comeback story in the making. So where do we go from here? For now, all eyes are on that throwing program. Every step, every toss, every session will be monitored and measured. There's no room for error, not with so much riding on Snell's return, and yet there's a quiet confidence growing in that clubhouse. You can feel it, because they know that when October comes, games are won by arms. The offense might carry you through the dog days of summer, but pitching wins in the fall. And if Snell can find his groove again, the Dodgers will have the kind of 1-2-3 punch that few teams can match. Think about it. Glasnow, Snell, and Kershaw in a playoff series? That's terrifying. That's championship caliber. And that's why this update, this seemingly small step, is actually massive. In a season already filled with injuries, drama, and patchwork rotations, the Dodgers now have a reason to believe that their prized free agent isn't just a sunk cost. Our Blake Snell is back on the path, slowly, surely, and with a purpose. And for a team dreaming of another champagne shower in November, that's the kind of news worth getting excited about. It's not the final chapter, far from it, but it's a turning point. And if the story ends with Snell back on the mound, dominating hitters and leading the Dodgers to another World Series, we'll all look back at this moment, this simple throwing session, as the start of something special. Stay tuned, because this comeback is just getting started. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.